Are you afraid of buying at the top of the market? Or are you like me and you think that the opportunity of a lifetime is just around the corner? After investing for over 26 years in ups and downs, I see some patterns that most people miss, and I'm going to break it down in this video right now. Trend number one has been rising mortgage rates. Will they continue to rise? Are they going to go down? For the last couple of years, rates have been climbing, and it's really caused some chaos in the market and it's had people worried. But guys, we don't worry about that because higher rates actually create opportunities for savvy investors like you. Sellers have been getting more flexible, even offering seller financing or price reductions. Because of these high interest rates, we're seeing more and more creative deals being done, and it's one of our preferred ways to invest as well. All right, trend number two. Regional markets are heating up, and I can tell you about this because I invest in a couple of different markets. And while it does seem that the Florida market has cooled off over the last couple of years, we're only seeing signs of heat in the Puerto Rico market. So we're going to have a heat check again in 2025, but my expectations are the real estate market in Puerto Rico is going to continue its upward trend. Because of the tax benefits and so many affordable properties, and there is a high rental demand as there's a housing shortage on the island, Puerto Rico is going to continue to outperform. The other market that we're in, Florida, it's still growing. So are places like Texas and North Carolina because people are moving to these states. Why are they moving to these states? I don't want to get too political, but if you look, if it's red, they're growing. If it's blue, they're not growing. You tell me why. This time last year, we bought a penthouse condo in Miramar. Bought it for like $135,000. We've now fixed it up, and we believe it's worth $350,000. We love the trajectory of where the real estate market is going on the island of Puerto Rico. Later, I'm going to reveal another market that most people are sleeping on right now that could explode in 2025. Let's talk about trend number three, off-market deals and direct negotiations. With fewer listings and more competition, the really good deals will not even make it to Zillow. Not only that, but in the States, they just fucked up the multiple listing service. And so there's going to be way more direct-to-market deals and dealing direct with sellers than ever before. So this is a big growth area for real estate investors who can figure out how to solve problems for sellers who didn't even know they had problems because they were able to sell things by putting it on the MLS. But oh boy, there was a lawsuit. Now that's out. The good system is out. The bad system is in. That creates opportunity for real estate investors. And if you like that, you want to subscribe to this channel because we want to be part of your real estate investing story. And here's how you can find off-market opportunities. We recommend networking with every wholesaler in your area, all the real estate agents in your area, especially now that these real estate agents just had their world turned upside down. Right. They want to find real estate investor superheroes like you who will come back to them and buy again and again and again. The buyer's agents are looking for buyers that they can still make some money with. That's you, the real estate investor. Old tried and true strategies like driving for dollars and sending direct mail, these are still going to work. Here's a pro tip when you're a real estate investor and you're reaching out to all of these wholesalers and now real estate agents that are looking for secure buyers who they can come back to a time and again. You need to do what you say. If you are a real estate investor who closes when they say they're going to close, you are going to have people lined up at your door to give you deals. This is just the simple truth. Real estate investors, if you do what you say, you're going to have the deals. So what does that mean? That means be sure that when you say you're going to buy it, you're going to buy it. And don't just be throwing shit against the wall like some of these other wholesalers do. You want to be someone who closes on things. We are a channel that focuses on value-add real estate investing, and we believe that that's one of the very best ways to become a real estate investor and make piles of cash, maybe get passive income, but definitely be building wealth. All of these things can be yours for the taking. Here's a key metric that you can look at in your area. And depending on what you find, it's going to tell you whether it's a seller's market or a buyer's market. What's that metric? How many months of inventory does your area where you want to be a real estate investor have? Here's what you want to know. If the area that you're in has low inventory, then that's a seller's market. If it has high inventory, then that's a buyer's market. Both are good for real estate investors, by the way. Don't think that just because it's a seller's market that there aren't great deals, or that because it's a buyer's market that you're going to get the deal of a lifetime. You still have to work your ass off to find the outliers, to find the deals that a real estate investor should buy. Here's a real life example of how I've used this in the past to determine whether it was a seller's market or a buyer's market. We like to go to the foreclosure sales, and between 2009 and 2014, there was an extraordinary amount of foreclosures going through the foreclosure markets in every place that I was buying. This created so much downward pressure. It scared a whole bunch of real estate investors out of the market. and we were buying things on the cheap. I mean, it was the best time that I can ever remember to buy. And it was because we were buying at these times, we're able to come back from the catastrophic banking crash of 2008 and regain all of our net worth and all of the passive income. And that's a great example of a buyer's market. And here's an example of seller's market. And I didn't see this one coming, guys. When we heard about the big flu, we were batting down the hatches. We took everything off of the market and we rented them out for cash flow, thinking that the market was going to crash and that it would become a buyer's market. But during COVID, it was a seller's market like I've never seen. I guess people didn't have anything else to do, so they decided they'd buy real estate. Here's a way for you to find this data. You can Google search your local MLS data, especially if you're not on the island of Puerto Rico, and you can track the monthly stats. So it'll tell you how many houses came on the market, how many houses sold, how many houses are on the market that are yet to be sold. By tracking this information, you're going to have an advantage over 90% of the real estate investors out there. So just to recap, we've been having the rising interest rates. Maybe they're leveling out. Hopefully they're going down. Regional markets are shifting. So you could be in Puerto Rico and it's on fire. You could be in Florida and it's slow. You could be in Texas and it's something different. We think one of the keys to success will be you finding off-market deals, especially in 2025. And if you're serious about winning in 2025, smash the subscribe button, join one of our school communities, the link that's in the description.